Wow, that's quite a list of sins, isn't it? Isn't it curious that only 2 verses out of all of those verses listing sins have been chosen to condemn and clobber? Interesting. And as I listen to and think about this first chapter, in the beginning, it sounds like a setup, but only if you take the whole passage and keep it in context. So what I hear in this letter is Paul starting out speaking one of his many languages. And it is the language of us and them. And that's how the setup begins. He says, I am grateful for you folk. By the way, this is the Donna paraphrase. I'm grateful for you folk, and I am so hungry to see all of you holy people. I'm so eager to see you, my brothers and my sisters, God's beloved. Not only am I longing to see you, but I want to bring you some good news. Good news about the power of God. Good news about justice, righteousness, salvation. After all, we know God is against sin. We know God is against injustice. And here's what happened. Here is what happens when God witnesses a sin. The anger of God is revealed. When God witnesses an injustice, God's anger rages from heaven. When God witnesses an injustice, God's anger rages from heaven, and it rages against people who suppress the truth. People who won't praise Him. People who won't even say thank you. Whew. Aren't you glad we are not like them? Aren't you glad that we're not like those promiscuous folks who get carried away with themselves? The ones who don't even worship the way you're supposed to worship? The ones who worship idols? Oh, I'm so glad we're not like those people. They're just consumed by their lust, and they're consumed by their passions. They're over there and out there doing things which just aren't natural. They're not normal, and they're not natural. I don't know about you, but to me it sounds like Paul really has his clobber on